Ever since the first interaction between the Europeans and sub-Saharan Africa, the African continent and its people has since been experiencing a steady state of integration and destitution. And even though I'm a firm believer of the idea that the African society are hugely responsible for their current predicaments rather than colonialism, I still really can't change the fact or shake the fact that in as much as it's healthy for Africans to take responsibility for their current state of destitution, we must still not ignore the evil imprints and trauma which colonialism have implanted in the very essence of our DNA, which have been passed down from generations to generations, leaving stigma and indelible trauma in every black man's soul. Regardless of how beautiful or how successful he may be, those traumas still exist nevertheless. Having understood this, we take a deep look into the most grievous atrocities committed on the continent of Africa, precisely in the Congos, and how this Belgium king, King Leopold II, committed genocidal atrocities in Congo that are similar to the death toll acquired in Genghis Khan conquest of Asia and World War II. We also try to understand how these events changed Congo from the most valuable nation on earth per square mile into one of the most poorest nations on earth. So in this video, we'll be emphasizing more on the brief history of King Leopold II, Congo before King Leopold II. Also emphasizing on why and how he acquired the Congo Free State, the Congo Free State and the atrocities perpetrated during that era, and why it lasted for so long, and the legacy and lessons we need to learn from the Congo Free State. So please, if you've not liked this video, like this video and subscribe. Please, if you not like this video, like this video and subscribe, because it won't hurt you if you do, but it actually hurts me if you don't. So please, like I said before, like the video and subscribe, like the video and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Before we talk about King Leopold II and the atrocities perpetrated in Congo, we must first understand what life was in Congo before King Leopold II. Well, we can start with the Bantu expansion, which is thought to have reached the Congo River basin, northern Angola, Zambia, and even expanded southward as early as 2,500 years ago or 500 BC. This Bantu group expanded into various subgroups, settling and forming kingdoms and civilization along the Congo River basin, notably the Luba Kingdom from 1585 to 1889, or the Luanda Kingdom from 1665 to 1887, and the biggest, which is the Kingdom of Congo, which started from 1390 to 1940. The latter, which is the Kingdom of Congo, was the dominant political force in the region of Congo and northern Angola, extending from the Atlantic Ocean from the west to as far as the Kongo River in the east, and from Point Nord in the north to Loje River in the south. The Kingdom of Congo had 6 provinces and was headed by the Congo, which was the title given to the king who ruled from his capital Mbaza Congo, which is now modern-day Sao Salvador in Angola. The 6 provinces had governors handpicked by the Congo, and apart from the 6 provinces, the Kingdom of Congo also established a sphere of influence in the surrounding area, which occasionally paid tributes and tax to the Congo. That being said, based on research and publication I've gone through, I can categorically say that the Kingdom of Congo went through an inflection of peak economic growth and greatness when it first came in contact with the Europeans, which was the prelude to the downfall of the kingdom, and also the genesis of its decline and destitution, which is still experiencing to this very day. Let me explain. The Kingdom of Congo experienced an illusion of economic growth. You see, an illusion is when you sell ivory, slaves, and natural resources for a glass bottle of whiskey, bicycle, and gunpowder to eliminate your rival kingdoms. It's an illusion cause you get nothing in return but a bottle of whiskey for 100 slaves. As the slave trade was the backbone for the Congo kingdom and the European economy. And this factored in the decline of the Congo kingdom and its surrounding, as it eliminated a significant portion of its population. Let me portray more points. You see, what led to the decline of the kingdoms around the Congo River basin was the fact that different kingdoms around the Congo River battled for power within themselves. and those who aligned themselves with the newly formed European counterparts received favors and also had to concede land and resources to the Europeans in exchange for gunpowder and weapons for them to eliminate their rivals. And one of the resources being given as payment to the Europeans were slaves, diamonds, and other natural resources. As the Europeans subjugated their rival kingdoms and made allies with the West, this enabled them to set up bases in that region, which made it easier for them to take over the whole entire region. A prime example, a good case study, is that of King Alvaro I of the Kingdom of Congo, who reigned as Kongo from 1568 to 1587, and wasn't necessarily the direct heir but a stepson to the previous king, King Henrique I, but took power nevertheless. In this situation, Alvaro's ascension to power gave rise to numerous opposition with claims to the throne, collectively known as Jagas. The Jagas invaded the capital and Alvaro fled the capital Kongo to an island on the Congo River, from which he sought help from the Portuguese, and they helped by sending an expedition of 600 soldiers, mostly from the colony of Sao Tome and Principe, under the command of Francisco da Santomano, restoring Alvaro back to the throne and eliminating the Jagas. Now, what do you expect from the Portuguese in return? Well, Alvaro permitted the Portuguese to settle at Luanda, which became a Portuguese colony, and the colony of Angola was born. Well, fun fact, not only did the Portuguese take Luanda, they also took the kingdom of Ndoga, a puppet kingdom of Kongo, which is technically modern-day Angola. The truth is that even before or after the death of King Alvaro I of Congo, the whole patch of land, north, south, east and west of the Congo River Basin, was technically owned by the Europeans thanks to the divide and conquer rule, as the kingdom in the Congo River Basin fought blindly and tirelessly at each other, making it easy for them to be collectively subjugated by the Europeans and giving rise to their current state of destitution in that area. For us to understand how it was possible for a king with a small nation like Belgium to solely own a country which is 75 times bigger than Belgium, amidst fierce competition from top European powers, and still have the audacity and effrontery to commit those kind of genocidal atrocities for more than 2 decades without being penalized by his European counterparts, we must first understand the history of King Leopold II and Europe as of his time. First, we start from his birth. King Leopold II was born on Thursday, the 9th of April 1835 in Brussels to King Leopold I, the first king of Belgium. At first, nothing about King Leopold II suggested him to be a future mass murderer, as he spent his days doing what every prince is supposed to do, like serving as a member of the Senate and also serving in the military till his ascension, ranking Lieutenant General as of 1867, and even marrying an Austrian princess. Even during his time in the Senate, he was constantly and obsessively pushing for Belgium to establish an overseas territory or empire, like all big surrounding countries did as of the time. Just like many European statesmen as of the time, King Leopold II was convinced that the nation's greatness was directly proportional to the amount of riches he sucks out of his equatorial and sub-Saharan colonies. He foresaw the future and wanted to grab as many colonies as possible before other countries came along and tried to take it from him. He even tried to get the Philippines from Queen Isabella II of Spain. However, negotiations collapsed when Queen Isabella was overthrown in 1868. That was when he started looking towards Africa. Well, on the 12th of December 1876, King Leopold II convened an international conference in Brussels, which involved well-known scientists, geographers and explorers, and also focused on the discovery and exploration of Central Africa. This conference resulted in the setting up of the Association for the Civilization and Exploration of the Congo in 1877, which later became the International African Society. King Leopold II, realizing how it was very important for him to find an experienced man on ground to lead the expedition, approached Henry M. Stanley in 1878 based on his familiarity with the Congo River Basin area. Stanley immediately left for Africa in 1879 under King Leopold orders as he transversed through the Congo, signing treaties with various tribal chiefs, which unknowingly to them gave them the slightest form of political power as it increased the might of King Leopold in that region, and also served as leverage in his upcoming bid for the Congos in 1884 to 1885 at the Berlin Conference. Now, this is what we've been waiting for. The big question is, what the hell happened in the Congo Free State? Well, as we clearly stated before, King Leopold II aim in the Congo wasn't to civilize or Christianize it, but rather his main aim in the Congo region was strictly for his profit. But if it was solely for profit, then how was it possible for 10 to 15 million people losing their life just within the span of 20 years without arousing suspicion and penalties from other European powers? The sad truth is that most colonizers as of the time were already involved in some form of violence in their various colonies. But the atrocities committed by King Leopold II in the Congo Free State were so demonic and inhuman that it made Hitler look like a saint. It's important to know that the main reason it took so long and had to take up to 2 decades for the genocidal atrocities and mass oppression of the Congolese people to stop is simply because of nepotism of the highest order. Because if you could recall, most European head of state as of the time were either King Leopold's first cousins or related to him in a certain way, and had more to gain from King Leopold than lose. And they themselves were also involved in committing unspeakable atrocities in their own colonies as of the time. King Leopold II was able to inflict these horrors in the Congo Free State through the use of the Force Publique, which was a group of machineries which he created. As the Force Publique made sure that every district met a certain quota of gold, diamond, ivory, rubber and anything that the land could produce. Any native that couldn't meet his or her quota, or at least find an ivory-bearing elephant, would face the consequence either by cutting the limbs of his family members or having his or her family member being killed. It was really an horrifying age, but I know that the question in your mind is, how and why did the Congolese allow this to happen? Well, the main reason why it was possible for those kind of atrocities to happen is the same reason why, among other conquered continent and empire, the African continent was the quickest to be conquered. The reason is the same reason why the Hutus of Rwanda killed close to 1 million Tutsis who were the same and technically spoke the same Bandayawanda language. The reason is the same reason in which the kings of Congo fought within themselves for the illusion of power when they didn't have any, as they already gave it to the white man, making themselves slaves to the white man. The reason is the same reason why it was easy for the Arabs to enslave Africans even before the white man came along. Or are you forgetting the East African Arab slave trade? Well, if you have any other reason, please comment in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it. Sadly, it took about 20-something years for the UK, the US and the Dutch to step in and stop the horrifying atrocities being committed in the Congo Free State. But coincidentally, these countries were King Leopold II's biggest competitors, and they also had their own large rubber producing colonies, or they also had rubber producing colonies of their own. Well, assuming they were not in competition with King Leopold, they would have also turned a blind eye to the atrocities being committed in the Congo Free State like their other European counterparts. As a result of mounting pressure, King Leopold in 1908 had no choice but to cede his colony to Belgium for a price, and Belgium had to continue their own agenda in pillaging the Congo Free State, or what we call the Democratic Republic of Congo, till this very day. What a sad story. Well guys, I'm all out, and I could go on and on about the atrocities in which Belgium committed in the Congo and the part they played in turning Congo into a failed state, but that will take a video, a special video of its own. So I really appreciate you for sticking with me to the end of this video. So please, if you don't like this video and subscribe. If you don't like this video, like the video and subscribe, because it won't hurt you if you do, but it actually hurts me if you don't. So please, like I said, like this video and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace out.